We will be there to keep evil back. Tracy, our historian. Vivian, our tech. And I am Terrence, your ghost hunter. Join us as we investigate haunted locations only on Paranormal Captures.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Captures. Today we are investigating Jane's newly built home on the outskirts of Lotus City. Jane and her son have been torn apart, and what should have been a time of celebration after building their new home instead has become a living nightmare.
Please help us.
After hearing about Jane's distressing situation, we decided to investigate further before our lockdown tonight.
Hello, Jane. Thank you for having us.
No, thank you guys for agreeing to investigate this.
So, when did you experience it for yourself, Lane?
Oh, yeah, sorry. 1 month ago, something unsettling happened. One night while Joel and I were sleeping in my room, I woke up because the temperature dropped. And initially, I thought it was the heater that was broken, but just before getting out of bed, I heard the footsteps. I remember Joel describing similar footsteps and the same temperature drop, but this time the footsteps were louder, and the presence felt like it was more active, as if I was searching for something with noticeable agility, but more pronounced than what Joel had described.
You mentioned that the footsteps sounds like those of someone who is stalking. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, the footsteps, they come to a stop, and they suddenly speed up, remaining still for some time before increasing in volume and pace.
When was the first time you heard the steps?
Well, Joel, he was the first one to hear them. A couple weeks after we moved in, Joel, he began to change. He started to show signs of fear and sleeping alone in his room. So initially, I thought it was just a response from all the changes, But I recently confronted him about his fear and just learned that he was actually telling the truth. Joel finally opened up to me and explained that 10 days after we moved in, he had awakened in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden, just the drop in the temperature followed.
You also mentioned the temperature drop. How significant is the decline, and how long does it last?
I can't provide an exact measurement, but the temperature drops at least.
How often does it show up?
Well, it appears every 2 to 3 days, but it can sometimes manifest itself every night for a week before returning to the every 3 days pattern.
You mentioned that the footsteps sounds like those of someone who is stalking. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, the footsteps, they come to a stop, and they suddenly speed up, remaining still for some time before increasing in volume and pace. They sound like someone who's very agile.
When was the first time you heard the steps?
Well, uh, Joel, he was the first one.
We researched the land and property associated with New Shine. Before its development, the area was part of Mr. Ramon's family farm. We looked into the history of Mr. Ramon, who was a well-liked preacher and family man with a good reputation. He eventually passed the farm down to his son, Mr. Ramon Jr. However, after further investigation, we uncovered some unsettling rumors about the beloved preacher. Many people suspected that the massive farm served as a cover for a religious organization, specifically an extremist cult. So we need to keep this in mind while conducting our lockdown. The EMF detector is a great way to find hotspots of paranormal activity.
Hi, I'm Jane, and my son and I are being stalked and tormented.
Is there anyone there? It just answered Joel. What does the ghost want with Joel? Do you want to hurt Joel?
I'm going to find out what I can about this EVP.
Is there anything you'd like to say? Do you want to hurt Joel? Are you still there? Goodbye. Is there anyone there? Goodbye. Goodbye.